Libya is facing an urgent race to lay its deceased to rest as the streets of Derna, a northern coastal city, bear witness to a grim accumulation of bodies. This tragic situation follows a relentless deluge that shattered 2 dams, sweeping homes into the sea and leaving devastation in its wake. In Derna, morgues overflow with the departed, and despite the dire necessity of treating survivors, many hospitals remain incapacitated. Hospital staff and officials linked to Libya's Eastern Parliament-backed government have reported a staggering death toll of at least 5,000 individuals. Furthermore, an additional 10,000 are unaccounted for, possibly carried out to sea or buried beneath the heaps of debris that now blanket the city that once thrived with over 100,000 residents. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, in Libya, has noted that over 30,000 people have been displaced by the deluge in Derna. The severe damage to infrastructure has left several areas inaccessible to humanitarian organizations. Presently, only 2 of the 7 entry points to Derna remain open. Emergency teams work tirelessly, sifting through rubble to locate survivors and bodies, all while adhering to Islamic traditions that require the swift burial of the deceased within 3 days. Libya's Minister of State for Cabinet Affairs, Adel Juma, has established a martyrs committee tasked with identifying the missing individuals and overseeing the appropriate burial procedures in accordance with Sharia and legal norms. The havoc caused by Storm Daniel has compounded the challenges faced by rescue teams, making road clearance and survivor searches even more daunting. The storm's impact on communications has further complicated rescue efforts, leaving anxious family members outside Libya desperate for news of their missing loved ones. This catastrophe underscores Libya's vulnerability, a nation that has grappled with factional conflicts and chaos in the wake of the 2011 uprising against Muammar Gaddafi's rule. The UN-backed Government of National Unity, GNU, led by Abdul Hamid Dbeibeh, is situated in Tripoli, while the eastern rival is under the control of Commander Khalifa Haftar and his Libyan National Army, LNA, aligned with the eastern-based parliament led by Osama Hamad. Derna, located approximately 300 kilometers east of Benghazi, falls within Haftar's jurisdiction. Storm Daniel appears to have unleashed one of North Africa's deadliest floods on record, evolving from a potent low-pressure system into a tropical-like cyclone as it made landfall on the Libyan coast. Greece experienced unprecedented flooding as well, although with a lower death toll. This calamity unfolds in a year marked by an extraordinary surge in climate-related disasters and record-breaking weather extremes, encompassing wildfires and extreme heat. While several cities in the region suffered from flooding, Derna bore the brunt of the devastation following the collapse of 2 dams, submerging entire neighborhoods in the turbulent sea. Osama Ali, a spokesperson for the emergency and ambulance service, lamented that Libya was unprepared for such a catastrophic event. Countries and organizations are rallying to provide assistance. The International Rescue Committee, IRC, has labeled the situation an unprecedented humanitarian crisis. Chiaran Donnelly, IRC's Senior Vice President for Crisis Response, announced a joint needs assessment and issued an appeal to the international community for aid. Turkey has dispatched humanitarian aid via aircraft, with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan pledging the deployment of 168 search and rescue teams and aid to Benghazi. Italy is dispatching a civil defense team to aid in rescue operations, as confirmed by the country's Civil Protection Department. The U.S. Embassy in Tripoli has officially declared a humanitarian need, authorizing initial funding for relief efforts and coordinating with UN partners and Libyan authorities to determine the most effective way to provide official U.S. assistance. United Arab Emirates. President Zayed Al Nahyan has directed the sending of aid and search and rescue teams while extending condolences to those affected by this calamity, as reported by the state news agency.